tonight. Zanzibar holds early voting for defense and security officers as well as Electoral Commission employees prior to the October 28th general election. Presidential candidates end their campaigns in various parts of the country. And in sports, national women's team head coach includes under 20 players for COSAFA champions. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Officials from various defense and security organs in Zanzibar, as well as employees from Zanzibar Electoral Commission ZEC, have voted today so as to give them the opportunity to supervise and oversee the general election tomorrow.
Everything is calm. Some of the delegates have already arrived at respective polling stations and are ready to carry on with their responsibility of supervising the election.
Imeenda vizuri na kwa sababu uzuri wake ni kwamba hakuna fujo la kwanza, lakini pia
there is no disturbance of peace, which is not what people expected. You come in, vote and leave.
Mpaka sasa hivi inaendelea vizuri, salama, hakuna matatizo yoyote yaliyojitokeza kuanzia sasa hivi.
So far, we've encountered no problems. Voters are following procedures put in place. We pray that tomorrow we may conduct this exercise peacefully. We are grateful to God that the exercise is going on smoothly and security is good.
And the police force in Zanzibar has been forced to use tear gas in order to disperse some citizens who went out in various streets of Unguja and put up blockades by using stones, whereby some people were detained due to their alleged involvement in the incidents.
Hali inakwenda vizuri. Kuna baadhi ya vitendo
Things are going on smoothly except for a few incidences, and what we are doing is to deal with those causing trouble. So far, the exercise is going on well.
In Pemba Island, early voting of the general election for public officials, including police, army officers, as well as Zanzibar Electoral Commission officials, was also conducted and overseen by defense and security forces.
To verify voters with new voter ID cards are new voters, so those coming to vote must come with a new voter ID card and not the old one.
Presidential candidate for the United Republic of Tanzania for CCM Party, Dr. John Magufuli, has completed his campaigns by speaking to elders in Dodoma region, where he pledged that the CCM government has already begun the process to prepare a new policy that will oversee the rights of all elders in the country.
Tutaendelea kulinda na kutetea maslahi ya wazee wote Tanzania.
We will continue to protect the rights of all elderly in Tanzania. In the coming 5 years, we plan to better healthcare for the elderly as well as increase pension. We are planning to come up with new policies for the elderly so that they benefit from it. Tanzania and the world has witnessed that the election campaign to a large extent has been peaceful. During the entire period, our country has remained peaceful.
And Chama cha Demokrasia na Maendeleo Party, Chadema, today completed their campaigns at Tanganyika Packers grounds in Dar es Salaam, with the presidential candidate for the party, Tundu Lissu, urging agents of the party to fulfill their responsibilities with courage during voting as well as counting of votes.
wa Tanzania lazima tupigane vita nje ya vituo ili tuwasaidie walioko ndani. Mawakala wetu watahitaji maji ya kunywa, manake siku ya uchaguzi kesho ni siku ndefu kweli kweli. Tuhakikishe mawakala wetu wanapata maji ya kunywa wanapohitaji. Watahitaji chakula, tuhakikishe kwamba mawakala wetu wanapata chakula wakati wote wanapohitaji.
ADC party presidential candidate has said she is ready to support and work with the president that will be chosen by citizens if votes will not be sufficient for her to be elected.
Kwa hiyo mimi ninagombea nafasi hii kusudi niweze kwenda kuwatumikia wananchi.
I'm contesting this position so I can go serve the people. If it happens that I don't get enough votes, but then an opportunity arises that is right for me to serve the people, I'm open about it. And I shall carry out that which I'm meant to do in my capacity.
The National Electoral Commission has officially closed the election campaign exercise, saying preparations for elections, including distributing voting equipment to all councils and wards, have been completed, with polling centers opening tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Katika uchaguzi mkuu utakaofanyika kesho, jumla ya wapiga kura wapatao milioni 29.
In the general election to take place tomorrow, a total of 29,754,699 voters are expected to take part. Out of that, 29,188,348 in National Electoral Commission permanent voters register, and 566,352 are registered in the permanent register of Zanzibar Electoral Commission. The Commission during this election will use a total of 81,567 polling stations.
Uchaguzi huu kwa ngazi ya rais na makamu wa rais nisema mwanzoni ni 15.
The presidential and vice presidential seats is 15, and we've sworn agents in except for those from ACT Wazalendo.
Zungumza ni kwamba tumeapishwa kwamba kesho tunaenda kupiga kura.
We've taken an oath because we will see a lot during this process.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Simon Siro, said that the police force is well prepared to deal with any situation that may arise during the voting exercise, and urged citizens to turn up and vote at centers where they are registered.
Kwa sababu waandishi wa habari hapa kumekuwa na msigano, baadhi ya viongozi wa siasa wamekuwa wanahamasisha.
Some of the political leaders have been telling voters to stay behind and guard over votes. If you do so, it is a sign of causing trouble. According to National Electoral Commission, those responsible for guarding our votes are agents. Every party has an agent with a duty to do so.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Professor Palamagamba Kabudi, has met and held talks with the retired President of Nigeria and head of the election observers for the African Union, Goodluck Jonathan, as well as with the Ambassador of Oman to Tanzania, Albin Abdallah, and other ambassadors from the Central East, who expressed faith that the general elections will be free, fair and peaceful.
Kama sisi manake wabalozi wa nchi za Kiarabu,
as ambassadors from Arabic nations, we wish Tanzania all the best so that you vote peacefully.
Tumejadili jinsi ya kuimarisha biashara kati ya nchi zetu na nchi za Mashariki ya Kati.
We've spoken on how to strengthen trade between our country and the Middle East, but also on how to attract more investment from the Middle East to Tanzania, but also cooperation on various development projects between Tanzania and the Middle East. We've spoken about the general election, which is to take place on Wednesday, and they have wished as well.
The government of Tanzania and Total Oil Company have signed an agreement for the construction of an East African crude oil pipeline from Hoima in Uganda to Chongoleani port in Tanga.
timu nzima ya majadiliano imekuwa hapa Arusha kuanzia.
The entire team has been here in Arusha from early October, holding serious discussions which will have a positive impact for our country. At last, we've reached an agreement, and today we're here to sign the contract.
Mradi huu ni muhimu sana kwa nchi yetu ya Tanzania.
This project is very important for Tanzania, but it is a clear indication on how ready Tanzania is to receive investors.
At this point, I would like to recall that Total has been present in Tanzania for more than 50 years now, mainly through our marketing activities, with a network of almost 100 service stations, 97 exactly, covering all the country. The ECOP project, of course, will add a new dimension, the cooperation between Total and Tanzania.
And that's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, tens of thousands of protesters have marched through the Bangladesh capital calling for a boycott of French products as anger over President Emmanuel Macron's defense of cartoons depicting Prophet Muhammad mounts in the Muslim world. The protesters on Tuesday burned an effigy of Macron during their march in Dhaka, calling for the French leader to be punished over his alleged Islamophobia. And as campaigns continue to get support for the Building Bridges initiative in Kenya, health workers have said that the campaigns have contributed to increase in coronavirus infections, with 836 new cases being recorded today.
Political and non-essential gathering be banned forthwith and with immediate effect, to ensure that we can address the issues of the rising curve. The 6 billion worthy of PPEs lying at KEMSA be released and distributed to health facilities across the country, including and not limited to Baringo, where currently we have no facility with any PPEs. Every county to have adequate and fully equipped designated isolation facility for healthcare workers.
The Ministry of Health guideline provides that for every health worker working in outpatient, they should be having an N95 mask and eye protection. If you are to walk across PGH, you will find that all of them are in surgical masks.
Meanwhile, in Mombasa, Kenya, the Building Bridges initiative, which was officially launched to the public early this week by President Uhuru Kenyatta, an opposition leader from ODM party, has been received with mixed views by politicians.
BBI now has one man, one shilling, 70 constituencies. Will go to areas with a large population, and it is in Central and Rift Valley, meaning that resources will not come to the coastal region. As a leader, we are still reading the report, and we will make a decision whether to support it or not once we've finished reading it.
That's all for the international news. We'll be back with the business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And now in business news. Tanzania Agricultural Research Center, its Research Institute, TARI Uyole Center in Mbeya, has started preparations for the new farming season by ensuring modern technology and good quality seeds of various crops are distributed to farmers without delay.
Kujiandaa katika msimu ni jambo la maana sana.
Preparation for the season is very important, and in research, we've come up with technologies suitable for Tanzanians.
Jukumu letu kama taasisi ya utafiti.
Our duty as a research institute is to ensure our farmers get better technologies.
And global travel agent Hanishud Buchi, who is a Swiss national, has visited Tanzania and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro to its peak so as to satisfy himself on the real situation following allegations of tourism activities on the mountain being affected by the recent forest fire incident.
Also, the fire was not around Horomba at all. We have also some green areas. Yes. No Kilimanjaro more than 30 years. I saw 4 or 5 fires in this time. The fire from this time is the social media.
Hapo nyuma kumekuwa na taarifa kwenye vyombo mbalimbali.
It has been reported in various media outlets that the fire has caused a lot of damage and that tourist activities have been stopped. The truth is, activities are going on well on Mount Kilimanjaro.
The Deputy Registrar of Cooperatives in the country, Charles Malunde, has directed assistant registrars in all regions to provide training to farmers on opportunities of accessing good quality inputs in order to improve productivity.
There are certain crops which have to be harvested and stored in a certain way. By working closely with cooperative unions and investing in tools, we are sure that quality will improve.
Tanzania kwa sasa hivi bado unapoangalia katika takwimu za
When you look at the statistics on the use of the modern tools, we are still very much behind. We are using hand tools.
And that's all for business news. Sport is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose and then.
And now in sports news. The national women's football team head coach Bakari Shime has included under 20 players in his squad for the COSAFA Champions to take place from the 3rd to 14th of November this year.
utaona kwamba tunakwenda kwenye mashindano ambayo
Historically, we have always performed well in the competition we're going to participate in, but the main thing is to always achieve something in the competition. Our under-20 squad have the World Cup qualifiers next, and you can see that the coach added the under-20 players in the senior team.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer insists Donny van de Beek will have a big part to play for Manchester United this season, despite still waiting for his full Premier League debut.
The Dutchman's move to Old Trafford has been widely criticised this week after the 22-year-old was an unused substitute in the goalless draw against Chelsea on Saturday. Former Ajax and Netherlands striker Marco van Basten was one of many vocal critics who questioned why Van de Beek made the move to United in the summer, as he still waits for his first start in the league. But Solskjaer has disagreed with his critics, and with United facing a jam-packed fixture scheduled up until Christmas, the Red Devils boss claims Van de Beek will get minutes and the midfielder is just being given time to settle into life in Manchester.
Sergio Aguero is almost certainly out for a month because of his hamstring problem and a further serious injury blow to Manchester City.
The club's record goal scorer sustained the injury in the draw at West Ham United on Saturday, and means Pep Guardiola is again without his two frontline strikers. Gabriel Jesus also has a muscular problem. Aguero was only 3 games into a return from the serious knee injury he sustained in June, but is now unlikely to return until after next month's international break. Guardiola was asked about the prognosis for the 32-year-old.
Manchester United star Anthony Martial has promised to come back even better after a poor start to 2020-2021, while acknowledging it's down to him to show everybody the best version of himself. Here's the story.
Martial recorded the best numbers of his career to date last season, scoring 23 goals and laying on 12 assists in 48 games across all competitions to help United finish third in the Premier League and reach the 3 semi-finals. However, he has been unable to pick up from where he left off at the start of the new campaign, drawing blanks in his first 4 appearances. The 24-year-old's misery was compounded when he was shown a red card during a 6-1 defeat to Tottenham before the international break, and his fortunes haven't improved since his return to Old Trafford following his exploits with France.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
Tanzania is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, inhabited by friendly and